Hello, how you doing, YouTube? Yeah, this video is a message to my fellow UK citizens. Okay, so I got a newspaper today, and something caught my attention. I bought the newspaper and I read it, and then I come home and I look at the news, the BBC News, and something that ties in with what I saw in the newspaper and caught my attention, and I read it. And I just want to talk to you guys on the issue of poverty. Right, there's a lot of fear mongering about poverty in the UK, and yes, it is a reality. Certainly life is a struggle, okay, and all that. Now, I am qualified to speak on this subject because according to the figures on, and I'm going to link you to the article on the BBC News website, according to the figures, right, they've got this thing here. What is the poverty line? And it's got single adult, couple no children, lone parent 1 child, lone parent 2 children, lone parent 3 children, couple 1 child, couple 2 children, couple 3 children. Okay, so, and then like, what do they consider the income of those scenarios to be the poverty line? Well, I do qualify as a poor person, okay, and I know that. I don't need the news to tell me that, because I know I'm poor. Alright, now when I say poor, I'm going to elaborate on that a little bit in a minute, because I don't consider myself all that poor. Because what is poverty? Right, well, they're talking about monetary poverty, okay, but that doesn't define poverty as a whole. Okay, so we'll talk about that in a minute. Okay, so anyway, yes, I'm not some rich dude on webcam, you know, trying to like relate to poor people. Right, I am poor by the definition of poor. Okay, so anyway, so what is this all about? Well, you know what, it is scaremongering from the government, scaremongering from the media, because you know what, I believe that the government wants you to believe that you're poor. Right, disempowers you, lowers your vibration, makes you dependent. Right, I put it to you, right, as to myself, that you know what, you know, rather than moan about it, get creative, get your thinking hat on, and overcome your problems. I have problems every day, and you know, in the winter my house is cold. Okay, now let's go to the newspaper. Right, I forget what it was. It's in the car. I didn't bring it in from the car, so I can't show you on webcam. But it's a big headline about fuel prices, oil. Right, in Northern Ireland where I live, it's oil. Okay, so oil prices are up. They're about to go up. Now, this is a real dirty, nasty trick, and people fall for it. It's no wonder they're occupying Wall Street. It's no wonder they're occupying the world, because people are waking up and people are realising just how the government are shafting the people. And for centuries, the government have gotten away with it, and the sheeple has just been like taking it up the arse, no questions asked. But people are really waking up now, right? Because, okay, let's look at what's going on here, right? There's a cold snap coming, right, to the UK, right? So what do? They put the oil prices up, okay? Now that's a bit nasty, okay? Because like basically it's basically, oh great, people are going to have to get oil, they're going to be dependent on oil, they have to have their houses heated, there's no way out of it, the house is going to be freezing, so let's just cream it for every penny. Yeah, let's put the prices up. Now the thing is, right, don't be naive, the government are going to make money, not just the oil companies, not just the businesses, right, because tax is paid obviously, right? There's VAT on oil, okay, so VAT is a percentage, so the more you pay, the higher their percentage, right? Everyone's making money, right? Whenever you've got poverty, there's someone who makes money out of it, right? So yeah, I think that's, now what I'm trying to say is, right, like the poverty in this nation, the growing poverty, right, it's not just how the cookie crumbles. It is orchestrated, it's engineered, it's a conspiracy against, I hate that word conspiracy, but I'm going to use it anyway, but it is a conspiracy against the people, right? But right, here's the thing, right? Don't don't get into it, right? Now, there are ways and means of getting through hard times. I'm an expert at it, right? Because and anyone who knows me will know that I'm I'm not rich. Now, the type of work that I do, it's sometimes I do all right, and sometimes I don't. Sometimes I do absolutely dismally, right? And if you average it out, on the whole, I don't do that well. And so I'm constantly, it's not a case of, oh, there's money at the end of the month. It's a case of there's always so much month at the end of the money, you know. And a lot of you listening will know what I'm talking about. That applies to so many of us. Okay, you know, my in my car, the needle is always on the red. You know, always running out of oil. Always got a cold house. Having to scrape together. It's tough. It's tough. You know. Having to use those last few cans in the larder of beans and things, just because like the food is so scarce right before it's time to do another shot. I know all this, right? But I also know, and really because of the type of work that I do, I see people every day, and you know what? There might be poverty, but people certainly don't look like they're poor. And I know there's a lot of you that are poor, I know that, right? But I reckon if you're going to be cold, right, and you can't afford oil, I'm sure there's something you can sell. I actually don't have anything I can sell, but there's other ways. You know what I mean? I think if rather than moan about your poverty, right, there's two things I want to discuss. Number one, right, have a look at how you can adjust your lifestyle, right, to facilitate the needs. Okay, and number two, and this kind of relates, okay, is that open your eyes, have a do a bit of soul searching, go within, and see what. Start to recognise that the best things in life are free. You know what? I can't. People moan if they can't. I haven't been on holiday for years. Okay, people moan if they can't go on a holiday abroad. I've been on a holiday abroad for a long time, and people, they need to, rather than enter into this fear and dependency, alright, and lower their vibration and what have you, okay, be happy, alright, make the most of what you've got, alright, because you know what, you can have friends round to your house, okay, that doesn't cost anything, or you can go to some friends' houses, okay, that doesn't cost anything. You can go for a walk in the countryside, go for a picnic, go to the beach. I can, hand on heart, I can honestly tell you that if I had like loads of money in the bank, there's nothing I'd rather do than probably something that's free. Go into the countryside, go for a walk, go for a picnic, have a barbecue, see some friends, put on a movie on the TV. You know what I mean? I think that people think they're poor when they can't do the things that they did previously. So yeah, just now here's the second thing, right, is the fact that, like, remind yourself, and again this is like, this again is the media up to no good, doing what they do best, but yeah, there are people in the world that are far worse off, that don't, that can't eat. What is it? 2/3 of the world are on less than $2 a day, and 2/3 of the world are having a handful of rice. And people are starving, and there's disease, and there's starvation, and there's people in a really bad way. Now, when people say that, I think to myself, yeah, but it's all relative, because yes, there's people starving and with illness and what have you, right? Yes, that is true, so they're worse off. But at the same time, they don't have the stresses that we have in our nations, okay? because like food is all they have to worry about, whereas we have to worry about a whole bundle of stuff. Yes, I grant that. Okay, but still, we are we have an advantage. I think that, you know, we only have the stresses in our lives because we play the game. You know, we are in the rat race, and it doesn't have to be that way. I think that we can simplify our lives and you know, appreciate the things in life that are free. So anyway, so that's the two things really. So just a quick recap. Yes, cost, you know, living is getting tougher in Britain. The evidence of that, I'll link you to the article. It's big news at the moment, and everyone's aware of it. It's very real. So yes, that's true. I believe that this is the way they want it. That's another topic all on its own, which maybe I'll discuss in another video. And thirdly, you know, we are capable individually, right? And if we were more community minded as well, okay? I mean, what about if you're needing something and someone else needs something, you've got something they want, they've got something you want, do you know what I mean? Right? We've become far too dependent on a monetary based society. But you know what? Whether we like it or not, that's the reality of this day and age. Okay? But things are shifting, things are changing. It's not going to always be this way. Okay? So anyway, yeah, I just think that we are intelligent enough, resourceful enough within, okay? We need to stir it up, you know, get through these hard times, you know, look at what we've got, you know, don't enter into this this fear and despair. Okay, that's my message today.